How to complete daily tasks spending minimum amount of time and effort. In this video, 25 different tank AB tasks reviewed, as well as clarified some of the tricky requirements and explained some more complicated mechanics that is useful to know because it's involved in some of the tasks. Bird Hunt. Extremely easy task. You have to destroy 1 or 2 aircrafts depending on task's difficulty. There are no more limitations. Use machine guns, main gun, artillery or hand-to-hand combat. As long as you get that aircraft down, nothing else matters. Most players will crash into the ground in arcade battles, so just score a hit few seconds before that and you will be awarded with kill. Pioneer. You have to get base capturer streak award required number of times. Award is received for every capture beyond the first one. It would make sense to take vehicle that is able to get to a point before it gets captured. Bullseye. Make 4 or 27 critical hits. It might be confusing, especially for new players, what game recognizes as critical hit. So in tank battles, a critical hit is achieved when your shot kills at least one crew member for the first time. Each tank can be critically hit once per respawn. Example will bring more clarity. Enemy respawned and you managed to be the first to land a shot that killed at least one member. You've landed a critical hit. Now everyone who hits that same tank after will get only usual hits because, once again, every tank can be critically hit only once. Feel free to use high explosive ammunition and one-shot your opponents. If a one-shotted enemy wasn't critically hit before, the game will award you for both kill and critical hit. Consider playing aggressively at the front line so you could be the first to damage newly respawned tanks. Vigilante. You need to get enough assists to complete the task. Assists are given for damaging enemy tank before it gets killed by someone else. For normal hits, time between hitting a tank and getting it destroyed is limited. For critical hits, doesn't matter how much time has passed. Once it dies, whoever scored critical hit will get an assist. Use artillery to damage opponents where you can't reach them with main or machine gun, and try not to one-shot opponents. Activist. You need to win 1 or 3 battles depending on difficulty. Simple task because it doesn't require anything specific. You can play any type of vehicle however you want and kill or don't shoot at all. The only tricky thing is that you must reach a required battle activity threshold. But if you actively participate in battle and don't sit back camping in the middle of nowhere, you should have no problem with this. At the top, you need to be a top 5 or top 3 player in your team depending on task's difficulty for the set number of times. Your position depends on your battle score that is awarded for all in-game actions from spotting to being hit by enemy fire. Base capture is the most rewarding. It will give you 300 score. Very important thing is that you don't need to win. So if usually you are getting mad when your team doesn't play well, for this task, bad teammates will give you a bigger chances to be on top. Take at least 3 vehicles so you can respawn and continue accumulating score instead of going to hangar. Triumphator. Very similar task. You need to be top 7 or top 4 player, so slightly easier here, but instead you must be on the winning team, which in my opinion makes it much harder even if you don't have to take that high place. Get good or lucky, and again, make sure that you can respawn. The longer you can stay in battle, the bigger score you will be able to accumulate. Happy ending. Another simple task that has minimum conditions to be met. It will take more time than skill. You have to be on the team that wins a battle, and battle activity requirement is just 50%, meaning that you can complete it even if you fall asleep and let your cat walk on a keyboard. will take 1 or 6 victories depending on task's difficulty. Scout. You must get the award Intelligence a set number of times. The award is given when enemy's vehicle spotted by you gets killed by your team member. Very easy to complete when you take any light tank and spam active scouting skill. Get to a position, preferably a high ground, where you could see as much battlefield as possible and hide your tank at the same time. As long as you can get enemy names on your HUD by rotating camera, you can press active scouting button to make the tank visible for everyone on your team for 30 seconds. Once your marked tank is killed, you'll get an intelligence award. One step ahead. This one is opposite to the previous task. Someone on your team scouts enemy forces for you and you have to kill them. Unless playing with a pre-made group, it's quite difficult to make someone to scout a tank you are about to kill, and most of the time just skipping this task for Silver Lions will save you lots of time. Out of ordinary. You have to win a battle while having 1 or 2 Tank Rescuer awards depending on difficulty. Tank Rescuer award is granted when you kill an enemy that recently damaged someone on your team. This often happens where both teams engage and form a front line. Be where the action happens to maximize your chance to get this award, and when you get it, don't forget that you still have to win the match to complete the task. Set to work. You must get Help with Repairing award, which is given each time you help to fully repair a tank. Light tanks can repair any team member by standing close to them and pressing repair button. Other tanks can repair only squad mates. So take a light tank if you want to finish this daily task as quickly as possible. Slow but sure. You have to kill required number of enemies by controlling a heavy tank. How you make kills doesn't matter. Players killed during air events in arcade will also count towards this daily task, as long as you respawn with heavy tank. Firepower. Use self-propelled guns to kill enemy vehicles. SPG is everything that has green tank destroyer sign next to the name. Most of them don't have turret and have to move hull to aim gun. If you are uncomfortable with that, I would recommend using turreted low-tier USA tank destroyers for this task. They also have 50 cal machine guns that can help you to kill planes, which will also count for the task. Unexpected threat. Use SPAA to destroy players. Killing planes is easier than tanks. No one cares about saving them because they are temporary and crashing into ground is usual thing here. I'd recommend using low tier SPAA with biggest rate of fire possible. All you need is to hit them. Damage you do is not very important since you'll get the kill as soon as it crashes. Usually there are more planes by the end of a battle when players accumulate more flights. Tactical efficiency. Similar to those before, this time you need to use light or medium tanks to destroy required number of player vehicles. Again, it doesn't matter how you do it as long as you spawned in light or medium tank. Air events, artillery, hired assassins, everything works. Turret to turret. Win battles by having a required amount of teamwork and supporting fire awards. Teamwork is awarded when your squad mate destroys an enemy and you was within 100 meters of him. Supporting fire is awarded when you damage an opponent before it gets killed by your squad member. In this case, the distance between you doesn't matter. Must be in squad to get these kind of awards. If you can get 3 friends to play with you, getting the awards is easy. Winning a match will be your only concern. If you have no friends, better skip it. Entrapper. To complete it, you have to destroy 5 enemy tanks or SPGs in a single match. Task tells you that you must get Tank's Hunter award but in reality 5 kills are enough and it doesn't matter if you win or lose. Keep in mind that SPAA doesn't count towards the goal. Hard targets. You must destroy enemies' SPGs to complete this task. Try to stick to battle ratings 4 to 6 since majority of most popular SPGs are in this range and you'll get more chances to destroy them. Also, use attackers and bombers during air events to attack the only type of vehicle you need. Mammoth hunting. You must destroy enemy heavy tanks. These are found in most medium battle rating matches. Through the fire. Destroy 15 light or medium tanks. Useful to know that top tier modern main battle tanks are defined as medium tanks, so there most of your targets will count towards this daily task's progress. Skywatchers. It requires you to destroy required number of SPAA. These are quite tricky to find since usually they just sit at the base and kill planes, but if you can get to enemy's base unnoticed, you might complete the task in one battle. Morning Star. Get the First Strike award and win the battle. First Strike is given to a player who makes a first kill in that match. Starting a match with a fast vehicle that is able to get to an enemy's position before the rest of your team will increase your chances to claim the first victim. Don't forget that you still have to win that battle, otherwise it will not count towards the goal. Dreadnought. Get the Multi-Strike award. You have to destroy at least 4 enemies within a small time frame. First you'll get the Double Strike, then Triple Strike, and anything more than 3 will award you with Multi-Strike award. This will take some luck, successful bombing run, lucky artillery kills, or all of the above. The best on the ground. The first thing you must notice, it has increased warbonds reward, but it also needs you to make significant effort during the match. To complete the task you need at least 1 achievement from the list. Each of 5 hard achievements are given at the end of a battle depending on your results. There is a minimum count of things you must do in most of them. Heavy Metal Hero, for destroying the most vehicles that anyone, minimum 12. Survivor, for destroying the most vehicles, minimum 5, without being killed during match. Air events death doesn't count. Punisher, for destroying the most higher ranked vehicles, at least 3. Wingman, for having the most assists, minimum of 8. And Mission Maker, for receiving both First Strike and Final Blow awards in same match. Ground Superiority, slightly easier than previous. In addition to last 5 achievements listed, you can complete 4 little bit easier tasks, but instead you have to earn them in 2 separate battles. Heavy Metal Fury, for destroying the most ground vehicles. This can be less than 12. Bulletproof, for destroying the most vehicles without dying, without minimum limit. Balancer, for destroying the most higher rank enemies, no minimum amount. And On Hand, for having the most assists, without minimum amount. These were tasks available in Tank Arcade. Subscribe because in the future I plan to make similar videos for realistic, planes and ships daily tasks. I also periodically release a vehicle review video where I try to share how it feels to play some of the most interesting machines.